Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday morning conversation. Today, my guest is who likes to be known as the adaptive athlete. This is actually one of my first interviews. I just never had a chance to actually make it. He's a really cool dude. Man, if you watch his Instagram videos, it's a lot of him lifting one-handed or he's prosthetic. It's fascinating. So, I do hope you check out this short interview and then definitely go to his Adaptive Athlete Instagram. Thanks, everybody.
Steven, man, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Oh, dude, another day in the life.
That's it.
And I got to tell you, man, it's nice to meet you. I mean, I've seen you post so many stories, and I just see all of what you do. So I figured I got to hear the whole story.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
Now, by all means, I don't know where you start, so why don't you?
Shoot. I have probably lived like 6 lives in the past 5 years. So let's go with the first life. I guess growing up with school, played basketball growing up. No family didn't treat me any different from anybody. I didn't realize I had a disability until elementary when somebody actually pointed out that my arm was different. And so the culture shock had to figure out what this was, can it be fixed, do I need to get chopped off and all that. But over time, going through middle school, I learned to kind of embrace it. Never had physical therapy growing up, so literally had to study and do my own research and just figure out how to do things on my own. High school, kind of stopped playing basketball like halfway. Had a terrible coach, wouldn't let me actually play or actually work with me. I would go on my my junior and senior year though, to just be on the team and just try to make my way up. But I ended up putting myself on the JV team and was the player coach, just so I could take a shot at my head coach, and we ended up having a better record. College, the coach for my college team wouldn't even let me walk on, and so I stopped playing basketball for a good 6 years, during college and after college, and then I went play semi-pro until 2016, 2016-17. Hurt my left calf going to the last regular season game. Messed me up. I had opportunities to play overseas. I had Egypt and Kuwait teams looking at me, but I got hurt before the end of the season, so that kind of ended my basketball career. And then come 2017, after getting hurt, did some soul searching, realized that I wanted to be, I still want to be some sort of athlete. And so I looked towards, training. Got my personal training certification and found CrossFit, and been doing CrossFit ever since. And then last year, 2019, jumped on the Spartan scene, doing Spartan races, the OCR lifestyle. And we're here in 2020 and COVID-19, and everything's kind of on pause.
Yeah, I got the same thing with triathlons. We don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, today was actually day 2 of my CrossFit competition. I'm supposed to be in Minnesota right now for my division's games, so I say.
Okay. Now, so you said that was your arm is a birth defect?
Yes,
and
congenital.
You played semi-pro ball with that.
Yeah.
That's quite an accomplishment. I mean, how did it affect your shot? Because you guide with one hand and push with the other. You didn't have that hand.
No, so growing up,
Are you just shining glass?
So I had to use like my elbow. So I'll have my hand on the ball and then my elbow as a support, like my left hand. And because my right hand was big enough to be able to palm the basketball, it wasn't hard for me to actually get a good shot off.
How tall are you?
So I'm 5'11", but my family is all football players, and I've been able to palm a basketball since I was in the 4th grade.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, most of your videos that you post, they're lifting.
Mhm.
What are your favorite lifts? I mean, I see your power clean and your bench are really interesting to watch.
Yeah. I said my bench is my worst. I would say that. That's my bench
It is
and
interesting
deadlifts.
though.
My least favorite are deadlifts and bench, but my favorite has to go out to the snatch, and I've slowly starting to like the power clean just because I gotten better at it.
Okay. Now, what lifts or activities are the hardest for you?
Before it was the deadlift, until I got the harness and stuff and learned how to use that. Um, I'm still playing around with the bench, just finding symmetry there. You know, symmetry in my chest. But the hardest is the clean, just because I had to find my center and make sure the bar doesn't tilt left or right.
Now, do you use is it a strap or a rubber band that I see you using?
So this is a resistance band.
Okay. How
Yeah,
effective is it?
it creates a lot of symmetry because of that tension.
Mhm.
Um, it creates that balance for me. I'm still trying to find like the right tension. I'm bouncing between different bands here and there because I use a light band for bench. I use a heavy band for pull-ups and toes to bar. And whenever I do just stretching, I try to use a lighter band.
Okay. So, what are your goals? Where do you want to take all this?
I want to be able to travel, train, and coach. Com- Continue to compete until I'm unable to compete, but also just be able to share this knowledge and know what I do. So if I could coach and train all around, I've been following the Adaptive Training Academy for some time and got my certification, adaptive training certification through them. So I used to be a middle school teacher, so I still love sharing knowledge any way I can.
Oh, I get it. Do you think you can do all that from Augusta, or are you going to have to move to like Atlanta or somewhere else?
I'm gonna have to relocate. I've tried many different things here, adaptive athlete here. There used to be like a wheelchair basketball league, but I don't
Don't they call
hear
that
the name
murder
of
ball or
it
something?
anymore. I forgot what they call it here. It's called different all over the world. Um, but I've heard that term before. I tried to reach out to like the veterans and the VA to try to recruit athletes to try something different, and everybody's still closed off in their own space. Not really trying to push their limits. So I'm asked to go to North Carolina, Miami, Texas, and California. Start off with some friends and work my way up and
Okay.
find my own place.
When do you plan on going on this journey?
Hopefully by the end of the summer. I gotta get some more money in my pocket.
Now I can get that. So you said you're a personal trainer,
Yeah,
so you're going to have to restart with new clientele wherever you go, right?
yeah. Um, I could just do some online programming. So if anybody that's seen my stuff and have questions or want to reach out, I do the online programming too.
Well, hopefully this might be able to help you somewhat. Um,
Yeah,
I, I mean, you got an interesting story. Have you ever thought about writing a book about it one day?
yeah. I've got little journals and notes that I keep and try to share my story here and there. Um, so whenever I get to that chapter where I feel like I've accomplished and made it, that'll be the story, the book.
Yeah. So we'll call it your daily life, but we'll say in a week. What is the most challenging thing you have to do in a week that wouldn't be challenging for me?
Whew.
Or you can give me a couple if you, I mean,
Yeah. um, that's hard. I've been doing this for so long. Some people say tying your shoes is the challenge, or even putting on a shirt is a challenge. Uh, most days it's just waking up.
I guess.
Yeah, but no, so it's one arm. I think the toughest thing is just the training. Just everything one arm. Because you see people driving one arm most of the time, or even one leg. No, like, still got to look out for those texting and driving folks.
Hey, you're gonna laugh at this, but about a day and a half ago, a woman from Australia contacted me, and because I have a brain injury, her daughter also has a brain injury, but it cost her the use of one of her arms. And she's like, "Yeah, do you think you could plug this bra that I designed for my daughter that's only used for one hand?" I'm like, "Okay." And it just so happens we were gonna talk. I'm like, I guess now is better than any other time, right?
That's it.
Yeah, funny, isn't it? How somebody contacts me out of the blue like that. But yeah, man, you definitely have an interesting story, and I'd love to follow you with some more as you go through. So please do keep
Oh
in
yeah.
touch.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm definitely going to be watching your Instagram to kind of follow up on wherever you head.
Yeah, I was just talking to one of my buddies about, this year was supposed to be, the year to like train and do my first Ironman or half Ironman, and then you had contacted me. I was like, wow, this is just a coincidence.
Yeah, kind of like the bra thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of advice I could give you on an Ironman, but really my biggest suggestion is don't start with an Ironman. Start with a
Yeah.
sprint race. It
Yeah.
is, you said you don't have a lot of money in your pocket right now. This will drain it.
Yeah.
It's an expensive sport, so you want to start small to make sure you want to actually that you're like, okay, I can think I can do longer. You want to make sure you're willing to invest the time and the money in it.
Yeah.
Because man, it gets expensive. Even doing it on a budget, it gets expensive. So
Oh yeah.
I just advise people start small, because if you hate the sprint, all you did was a sprint. It killed
Yeah.
like 3 hours out of your day. So
All
man,
right.
thank you for getting on with me.
Oh yeah. I appreciate you.
Yeah. By the way, do send me some of your lifting videos, and I'll throw them in here on the montage.
Yes, sir. Will do.
So you've got my email. So whatever ones we talk about or you want to show or display your adaptability.
Yeah, because I've been sharing different stuff with different people. I think you're like the fourth person I've kind of done this with. Just sharing my story, get my name out there.
Yeah, well, hey man, if I can help, you've got an interesting story, so why not?
I appreciate you.
All right, man. Keep in touch.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.